Hello, hi guys, welcome back. Today, it's a good one. It's very appropriate for this time of the year, at least where I live. We're in winter time. It's just, you know, dry, cold, windy, all the things, and this face needs some moisture. I have nothing on because I'm gonna be, I guess, demoing. I'm not gonna be putting it all over my face, but I do think that I find it interesting and helpful when I see what the consistency is, you know, how it blends out, kind of that thing. And if you couldn't tell, we're doing, well, winter, let me see if I can hold some up. Yep, winter moisturizers. So these are not all of them. This is not an exhaustive list, of course, it's very hard to do, but I did find 10 that I think are either perfect for somebody's budget, maybe if they want to splurge, they're good for sensitive skin, they're the richest. I tried to cover all the bases, and then you can kind of make your mind up based off what you're looking for and how much money you want to spend. And so I am going to be doing them in order of cheapest to most expensive, and that's kind of just because otherwise I don't necessarily have a favorite, and I think that's a more helpful way to go about it. So if you're wondering why I look like this, it's because I have not put anything on my face, and that's not the point of the video. So got a clip in, I look rough, but we're gonna test these out. I'm gonna tell you all about them, and let's jump in. So before we jump in, do make sure you like and subscribe, of course, and we'll get going. The first one that we have is the Inkey List Peptide Moisturizer. This retails for about $15-ish, and it comes in, pretty much all of these come in the same amount, which is 1.7 fluid ounces or 50 milliliters. And this one, obviously, Inkey List is just gonna be the cheapest. That's what they do, they're really good at it. And I would say that if you are looking for a budget option that kind of performs like a lot of these others, this is a solid bet. It's sold out often on Sephora, so I did find it on Kohl's, and I will link that as well. But it's very popular for good reason. This is my second one. I just love it. It has the little top where you go like this. If I can get some out. There we go. So if that's a concern for you, you don't like reaching in a pot, that is nice. I do find that it kind of, I don't know. I don't mind reaching in a pot is all I'm gonna say. But this one is super lightweight, but also moisturizing. It has peptides, of course. It has two different blends of peptides, one at 2%, one at 1%. And then it has kind of your standard glycerin, caprylic, capric triglycerides. Pretty much a lot of these are gonna have the same standard base just because glycerin is a humectant, and if you don't have it in a rich moisturizer, then what's the point? So be on the lookout for kind of your standard ingredients that are gonna be in most of these, which would be glycerin, caprylic, capric triglycerides, that's a tongue twister. You'll see shea butter often because that's a really rich butter. And then of course oils as well. So this one is a great option if you are looking for a budget-friendly one. I don't find that it's the richest, so I like to layer it. I would put an oil or an overnight mask over it, but it feels great for a middle-of-the-road moisturizer. Okay, I know I said I didn't really have favorites, but there are some that I do love more than others, and this next one is one of them. This is the Beauty Pie Triple Hyaluronic Acid Deep Moisture Miracle Cream. I had seen rave reviews about this before I got it, and I was like, it doesn't look very rich because it's like kind of almost like gel-like. This stuff is incredible, like absolutely incredible. Beauty Pie is a really interesting brand just because you pay for a yearly, well, I think it's yearly now, but you pay a membership fee, and then you basically can purchase things for a discounted price. If you're not a member, it's gonna be like $60 for this. But if you are a member, I think it's $17, and you get the standard 1.7 fluid ounces or 50 milliliters. And what I love about this one is it feels like a serum slash gel slash cream, but it's rich, like surprisingly rich. And I've used like almost all of it. I've been trying to ration it because I do love it so much. And this one also has kind of your standard ingredients. You have glycerin. This one has squalane, which is interesting because squalane is the typically lighter oil, but I think that is what gives it kind of like the slippery, lighter feel. And they also have what they call a nano-vectorized triple hyaluronic acid. Why was that so hard to say? So it's gonna give you, I do feel like it kind of holds true to what it says, where they say that it gives you a plumped look. If you have severely dry skin and you put this on in the morning before makeup, you're gonna have this glow and this plump to your skin that you won't find anywhere else. I put it on at night, unless I'm really, really dry in the morning. It's more of a night cream for me, but this kind of takes the place of a cream and an overnight mask for me, which is why I do love it so much. I have a $10 off coupon if you sign up for a membership, so it's gonna be pretty cheap. The membership, I think I paid like $50 for the whole year, which is not bad, but then you can purchase things throughout the year and you get just like an incredible price, like $17 for this. Incredible. Another one. This is the Naturium Plant Ceramide Rich Moisture Cream. So Naturium is a brand that I've tried quite a few of, and I'm gonna be doing like a total brand review one of these days, but I'm just using them and I don't put a time limit on like, I need to get that video out because I really wanna test them out. And I'll tell you, I don't love everything from Naturium. It's kind of a hit or miss, and like they either like hit big time or it's like an epic fail. And this one is a big time win. I was gonna say, not a fail. This is $25, 1.7 fluid ounces or 50 milliliters. And I don't know what I was expecting with this one, but it kind of blew it out of the water for me. It is just the richest, but lightest. I don't know if I can say the richest. I'm gonna be saying that for all of these, but it is incredibly rich, but also it soaks in so quickly. So you will put it on your face and right there, like it's already soaked in. So it kind of has not like a dry touch feel, but it doesn't feel greasy on the skin. Like I can see the moisture still from the Beauty Pie one, whereas this one, it's just kind of like in your skin. This one has shea butter, glycerin, caprylic, caprylic triglycerides. It's spectacular. It comes in a glass bottle. You can get it at Target. I would say if you don't want to do the Inkey list one for whatever reason, but you still are looking to save money, it would either be the Beauty Pie, but I know that has an extra expense, or this one. This is going to be kind of your more affordable option that performs just as well as some of the others. And this one, not all of these I can use as an overnight mask, but this one, the Beauty Pie one, and a few others kind of double for me. So to me, that's like the biggest sign that I can use it as a moisturizer and an overnight mask. This next one is an interesting one, and I kind of threw it in the mix just because I wanted to talk about it. This is the Stratia? I don't know. Liquid Gold. I have the massive size, which is 4 ounce, but you can also get the 2 ounce size, and the 2 ounce size is $27. So just a few dollars more than the Naturium one. This one, they say that it has the 3 main things that your skin needs, which would be ceramides, cholesterol, and fatty acids, which I don't disagree with. It also has this unique color. This is the color of it, and that is from sea buckthorn oil, which is a great, incredible oil, but it can be a little troublesome to work with just because it is so potent in color that it actually can kind of have a not cast, but like it can show up yellow on your skin. I would say that if you have skin that has a lot of redness, you are redness prone, that this one, the ingredients in it are going to be the best for that. I don't think it's necessarily the richest out of all of these. It would actually be like more light, but it's a good one to kind of double up under something that is a bit richer if you want to combat redness. So they have sea buckthorn, rosehip seed oil, niacinamide. Those are all great ingredients for redness, as well as other things. But the one thing that I don't love about it is the consistency. When you go to put it on, let's see if I can show you. Yeah, do you see that? It's like kind of, I don't know, like goopy. And then it doesn't necessarily leave, it's not invisible on the skin. You will see like a little bit of yellow if you don't rub it in or you put too much on. So this would be kind of an overnight thing. And that's just from the sea buckthorn, which is not a problem, but I wouldn't necessarily put it on in the morning. The next one holds a very near and dear place to my heart. This is my own brand. This is Plus Minus Skincare. This is the Chartreuse by Night, which is our night cream, our richest one. I wanted to include this because it truly is one of my very favorites, not just because it's my brand, but it's a wonderful cream that I think quite a few people just really can't get enough of. And it is this kind of yellowish color. It's very hard to tell, but it's getting it in my mouth. It's one of the richest creams that I have, and that is because it just has so many great oils and butters in it. So it has shea butter, like a lot of the others. It has glycerin, which I actually hand infuse with turmeric and ginger, and those are to help with reducing inflammation and redness in the skin. But it also has so many butters and oils, including shea butter, jojoba oil, hemp seed oil, rosehip seed oil, plum seed oil. It's basically like a combination of all the best oils. And I would say that this one is going to compare really closely to the actual, I haven't gotten to it yet, but I'm going to. This is the Drunk Elephant Lala Retro Whipped Cream in terms of not necessarily all of the consistency, but the ingredients. They have so many oils in that, same as mine. That wasn't intentional. And it just is going to give you kind of like the long-term hydrating effect. And that's mainly because it's a combination of oils that are drier and some that are not. And so a drier oil is going to sink into your skin quickly, but the ones that are a little bit less so are going to stay and take longer to soak in, which is good because then you get continued moisture and hydration throughout the day or night, whatever. And this is just one of my absolute favorites, so I can't speak highly enough about it. It is my own brand though, so I am a little biased. This one I use, if I'm really, really dry, I will use this and the overnight mask. I have many. I actually make an overnight mask as well. And that combination or this with one of my oils, it's just chef's kiss beautiful. And I forgot to mention, this one is a little bit pricier. That's just because I am a micro brand, my skincare brand. So this is $29 for 2 ounces or $19 for 1 ounce. So it's not terrible, but you know, not the cheapest either. Okay. We've got Farmacy Honey Halo. This one is super fancy. It's got this, it's a glass package, and then kind of like this, I don't know, wood top with a magnetic little spatula, which is very nice. This one and one other, if you want something that is just the most luxurious and like nice smelling spa-like, I would say this one. If that's your goal, absolutely. But it's also a really, really, really great moisturizer. So in terms of how often I have repurchased, obviously like I don't need to repurchase much because I have so many products, but this is my second. I've also had 2 of the Inkey list one. So that's always a good sign to me. Like if I want to repurchase it and actually do, you know you got a good one. Oh, this one, every time I put it on, I close my eyes and just am whisked away because the honey in it, it's a very, very muted light scent, but it is spectacular, no lie. And this one retails for $45 for 1.7 fluid ounces or 50 milliliters. So it's not cheap, but it's kind of not expensive either. So it's very middle of the road. And this one, it has your typical glycerin, shea butter, all those things, but they also have buckwheat honey and propolis, which are products of honey. So they're gonna be very calming to the skin, very good for sensitive skin. I would say like, if you have the most sensitive skin out there, out of all of the ones that I'm reviewing, it would be this one. Just in terms of the scent is not overwhelming. It's hydrating, but it's also not going to irritate your skin. If you have any kind of sensitivities, maybe too many acids or too much exfoliation, this would be a really good one to help calm your skin down. Also, I should mention, almost all of these have ceramides in them. Ceramides or peptides. And if you are looking for something to help with anti-aging, those are kind of 2 of the best things that help long-term with anti-aging. Of course, you're still gonna age, but kind of look at the labels and see what your skin likes. My skin personally loves peptides, but it also is really big into ceramides. I talk about my skin like it's a person. It kind of is. But so this one also has ceramides in it, which is a great thing. And I think for the most part, they all do. This one, I'm kind of torn. I know people rave about it, but I find that it's not the one that I would ever repurchase, and I'll tell you why. So we have the Skinfix Barrier Plus Triple Lipid Peptide Cream. This is 50 milliliters or 1.7 fluid ounces, and it retails for $52. So it's a bit more than the honey. It's a little less than the next few, but I'm going to tell you something. These 3, Inkey List, Skinfix, Drunk Elephant, they're kind of all the same thing. So if you like one of them, or if you're wanting to get one of them, I would say just depending on how much you want to spend, any of these are going to do the job. This one, I would go, if you do want to spend a little bit more, or you just are more into like clean beauty and want whatever, I would go with the Drunk Elephant. If you don't really care, you just want cheaper, I would go with the Inkey list. I think to me, the Skinfix is kind of in the middle where like it's not worth $50 when you could get it cheaper, or you're so close to $60 and then you might as well just get the Drunk Elephant one. So as the name suggests, they say it has a triple lipid complex. It also has a peptide and hyaluronic acid blend, and then shea butter, glycerin, and caprylic capric triglycerides. So nothing bad. It's pretty much the same as all of the rest. I just don't find that it's worth spending $52 for when all the others do a great job. And speaking of, we have the Lala Retro Whipped Cream from Drunk Elephant. As I said, this one is $60, so $8 more, same size, 50 milliliters, 1.7 fluid ounce. But I do prefer this to the Skinfix. It's just a bit richer, it's a bit creamier, and it's mainly due to the fact that they have just an amazing number of oils in it, which is why I was saying it reminds me of my Plus Minus one. I just have more oils in both of these than any of the others. So if you know that your skin just soaks up oil in any form or fashion, I would say these two are going to have that for you. And your skin does need oil and water, so it's something to consider. If you just feel like it's never moisturized, I would consider adding one with a bit more oils to it, because it does need the oil, it needs water, it needs ceramides, peptides, all those things. So a good combination moisturizer would be one of those ones that could combat dryness from all levels. But other than that, it's a great moisturizer. I don't necessarily, you're paying $60 because it's Drunk Elephant, but if you're willing to splurge, it is a good one. Oh God, I got so much. Let's do my neck. Okay, the next one is actually, in terms of like price wise, it's $1 more than the very last one. But the reason I put it second to last is because I have a 20% off coupon. So that will give you a better discount. And spoiler alert, this is one of my absolute favorites. I know, the more expensive ones, you don't want to love them, but sometimes you do. So without stalling anymore, this is the FitGlow Beauty Cloud Ceramide Balm. This stuff I got as a sample, and they always do that. You get a sample and then you're like, I can't live without it. Now I have to purchase it. But then I saw the price and I was like, oh, it's $89. You can get refills, but they're only like $10 cheaper. But I do still love that. So you can just take this little part out, like that, and refill it. If you have dry, flaky skin that nothing fixes, this will fix it. It is the richest cream that there is. I don't even want to waste it on my hand. I should put it on my face. It's not going to soak in immediately. This is going to take a while. I put it on at night. This one really doubles as an overnight mask. Oh, it's so rich. So rich. This one and the Honey Halo are the ones with the scent. So if you're looking for like a spa-like experience where you really just want to indulge in the scent, either of those would work. So in this one, they kind of go with that it has the 3 C's, which would be ceramides, chia seed oil, which is great, but not, I don't think that spectacular out of all the oils. And then cloudberry extract, which I believe is what gives it the scent. The scent is indescribable. It's luscious, if you will. It also has Go-To Cola, which is basically Centella Asiatica, which is really great for reducing inflammation and redness, as well as basically like acting as a peptide. I put Centella Asiatica in a lot of my products, so I absolutely love it. But this one, as I was saying with some of the others, if you're looking for a one and done moisturizer and overnight mask, it's going to be this one. This one is hands down one of my very favorites, and if I did have to rank them, it would probably be this one, the Naturium, and the Beauty Pie. Those 3. Spectacular. So this is the Tatcha Indigo Overnight Repair. This is $88, pricey, for 1.7 fluid ounces or 50 milliliters. It's one of the most unique ones that I have in that it has kind of like the consistency of the Beauty Pie, where they call it a serum and moisturizer, and I think that's 100% accurate. This one has indigo extract, it's got hyaluronic acid, ceramides, it's got all the things. And this is an overnight mask, but it's also a moisturizer. So I love it because it soaks in so quickly, but you also feel that the moisture throughout the night or throughout the day. Like, it doesn't just dissipate. It doesn't just evaporate or soak into your skin and then you feel dry again. This is one of those ones that it's going to act as like a serum, a moisturizer, and an overnight mask. It does not have a scent, which is unique for Tatcha. Usually they're very scented. It's an indulgence. It's got this very fancy glass packaging. You're paying for that, you're paying for the name, but it is spectacular. It helps if I have very kind of like sensitized skin. It will kind of help reduce that and make it just a little bit more tolerable. So I use this on nights when I need extra moisture and I just don't want to deal with like having too much on my face that it gets off on the pillow, because it does kind of oddly soak in but still sit on your skin, if that makes any sense. Now, look at my skin. It's so moisturized. Maybe I should do this every night. Just put one dab of everything and rub it in. I did want to mention two small things that are kind of, I don't think they're moisturizers in the same sense as these. Like, I really think you would need a strong moisturizer, but there are two extra things that if you're really having just like the driest of the dry or very, very sensitized skin, which can happen if you use too many acids or if you over exfoliate, these two options are great. So these are kind of, in some worlds, people call them slugging, where you're putting this like incredibly occlusive layer over your skin to help protect the skin's barrier. So obviously you've probably heard of Aquaphor. Aquaphor is like 10 bucks, any drugstore. It's like glycerin, like you're putting it on and it's not soaking in. It's just locking everything else in and not allowing for transepidermal water loss. So if you want a cheap one and you just want to like coat your face in it, you don't need a lot. It will start to help with your skin's barrier. And this is a great option. Everyone should have one, I think, in my opinion. And you don't need to use it often, not even every week. But if you find your skin is just like screaming for help, go with that. The other one is the Weleda Skin Food. Operates very similarly. It's a bit more. It's, I think, like $17, $18. You can get it usually at like Whole Foods, or just Google it, Amazon. This one is spectacular as well, but it's not, I mean, you could use it if you have sensitive skin, but I think it might be a little bit much because it is more scented, whereas this is just like plain basic. Just reminds me of like glycerin. But this one is a little bit richer. I have been known to put it under my eyes at night because my eyes are the driest part of my body, and I will wake up to kind of richer, plumper under eyes. I've used quite a bit of it, but if you just want to use something a bit more fun than Aquaphor, go with this one. So guys, that's it. I do have one other that's coming in, I think next week, but it's so incredibly pricey that I didn't even want to wait to add it because I feel like people just, it's not an affordable option for so many people, myself included. But I will review that later when it comes in, maybe just do like a dedicated video to it. But for the most part, these are the ones that I reach for on a daily basis, one of these 10, if not multiple, and they are all great. So again, it kind of depends on what you're looking for in the price range, but these are all really wonderful options, and I hope that you find one that works for you. So with that said, I'm gonna leave you here nice and moisturized and go on with my day. So bye guys, hope you have a good day.